sure to follow my Instagram, Marspeed_official. It's a good place for more car content, and I'll answer all your questions and DMs there. Hey guys, so we recently had a big snowstorm in the past few days, and it's still snowing now, so this sparked my idea to do this video. Basically, should you daily drive in a rear-wheel drive car, like my Dodge Charger, in the winter weather? So I'll just talk about what I think in this kind of vlog type video, and also give some tips at the end of the video as well. At first glance, obviously the Charger's not a great winter car. It's rear-wheel drive, so the weight's all at the front of the car, and basically the back can tend to spin out quite a bit. And I definitely feel like also if you're in any deep snow, the back wheels just keep spinning and spinning. You don't go anywhere. Another thing, if you're driving on snow, it kind of feels like you're floating along the surface and you're not really firmly planted unless there's very little snow on the ground, so you do need to be careful. But drifting is very fun and easy to do anywhere you want. Okay, so here's my experiences and thoughts. I've now driven this car every day through 2 winters, and this is going to be my 3rd. So it hasn't always been easy, but it's definitely been doable. Now, my winters are just a few snowstorms a year, and most of the time there's like a few centimeters of snow or dry. But if your winters are actually really, really bad and you live in a place that gets like a ton of snow almost every day, then maybe this is not the best car and you probably would want to get a winter car at that point. But again, that's probably extreme, and people who live in those places probably already do have winter cars. So the first year, or my first winter with the car, I had all-season tires on the car the entire winter, but I did park underground at school. I paid for underground parking at university, so I was pretty much able to manage well through the winter because I would just keep it down there and it would stay nice and dry, and when it wasn't too bad I would take it out. So the second year I had some winter tires, but they were a cheaper brand. I also didn't have the underground parking that year, so I got stuck maybe 8 times in the whole winter. Basically every snowstorm I was totally stuck in my driveway and it was impossible to get out for a few days. One time I did go to the gym in the beginning of a snowstorm. Bad idea. I ended up getting stuck twice that day. I couldn't get into a parking lot, into a gas station. Got stuck going up a little bit of a hill. And then I got stuck flat out trying to go into the left lane because it was just unplowed. Meanwhile though, other cars were literally whizzing by totally fine around me. Basically, any time that there's more than like a few centimeters of snow, I had to be like ridiculously careful where you're going, even if the snow's not deep at all. The main problem is that once you stop, it's pretty tough to get going again in the snow, especially on a hill, which is the worst. You're kind of crawling up the hills in snow, but once you're moving, you are okay. This year I have better snow tires on, and definitely it is an improvement, but I'm also just, being more careful where I drive, and I've learned from last year, you can't just go into any old parking spot or any old uncleared lane with this type of car. You're not a truck, you're not an SUV, so you have to drive accordingly. But yeah, so overall, daily driving this thing has been pretty fun. I just think there's a few key things you need to follow in order to be safe and have success driving in the snow. So the first thing is that you need to make sure to put some good winter tires on. Pretty important aspect because the car doesn't handle amazingly with them on. So with some all-season or summer tires, or especially wide tires, you probably will get stuck even more. Number 2 is it's always a good idea to put some weight in the back, like bags of sand, cinder blocks. Things like this really helps since there's obviously less weight back there, no engine, no anything like that. So the extra added weight will help give the tires a better grip. So the third thing would just be to be extra careful and mindful of which car you're actually driving. When you're in an SUV or a truck or all-wheel drive, something like that, it just cuts through snow and it's like it's not even there. But in this car, you don't follow others too closely, easy on the gas, don't jerk the wheel or turn too quickly or you might spin out, don't be braking around corners, things like this. Be careful. And the last thing is I would just go to an empty parking lot at night or a deserted area and practice drifting and skidding around, and just general winter driving and how your car will respond to it. I really love to drift, so I definitely do this often just for fun, but this has kind of taught me how to handle the car in like situations, because I've definitely felt the car skidding out or drifting in the public roads. So when that happens, it's like, oh, I know what to do here. I've done this before many times in the parking lots, and it's pretty easy to handle that way, as opposed to if you drift and you have no idea what to do and you start panicking, and then you could create an accident. long as you're careful when driving this car in the winter and realize the car's limitations and what it can do, and you know, get a feel for it and adjust to it accordingly, then you'll be totally fine. This is my third year, third winter, totally fine, and actually it can be quite a lot of fun when you go drifting. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Mopar and car content, and I'll see you next video.